everybody, welcome back to Science at the Manitoba Museum. So today we're going to be talking about another fun part of summer. I'm so sure all of us love to play with things like water, maybe even like going on roller coasters, but there's some really cool physics and forces that goes on with roller coasters. For example, when you're going over through a loop and you're at the top, why don't you fall all the way down to the ground because of gravity? Where there's all these kinds of forces that work together to help keep you in your seats. And we can demonstrate that by using this guy. So this I call our water roller coaster. You can see we've got a nice cafeteria tray. I've got 4 cups of water evenly spaced out. And what I can do is when I take this string, I'm going to start swinging this plates, this kind of tray all the way around, and eventually I can swing it all in one huge loop all the way around, and none of my water will fall out of my cups. So the forces we're kind of talking about here, well, we know gravity pulls things down, but there's another force going on called centripetal force. So when something is spinning in a circle, we have a point in the middle, our center point, where the forces, for example, the string, I have the string pulling up towards my hand. So when this tray goes upside down, that string, that force is still pulling down, but these cups are staying upside down. So for example, when I swing this tray and it stops up here, well, if I stop the tray completely at the top, instead of the water all falling down, the cups falling down, instead they would fling off sideways. So there's actually a centripetal force that's working perpendicular to the center of our circle. So as we're moving in this arc, what happens is that force is acting this direction. We've got a force this way. So by stopping it, it would all fly this way instead. So if you want to try this at home, there's a couple of important things to know. It's very important to kind of have a very even distribution of weight. So for example, we have the same amount of water in each cup, so you don't want one cup to be heavier than the other because you want to distribute it evenly. I mean, you could do it with 1 cup in the middle, but I'm doing it with 4 so that I kind of evenly place them so that my weight is all the same. If it's too heavy on one side, then you won't be able to get it quite the right amount of forces. The other trick is when you're spinning it, you want to make sure you're doing a good circle, so you don't like be floppy with your wrist, because then you're going to get your tray flopping all over, right? You want to make sure, for example, if you go from your elbow, you keep your wrist steady and your elbow does the turning for you. And then when you're kind of exiting out of it too, you want to be careful. Again, if you just stop suddenly, your water cups are going to fling right off the side. So instead of stopping suddenly, you kind of want to slow your roll and kind of do a little back and forth swinging motion until you slow down enough to stop it. And that is our water roller coaster.